Hello students. So in the previous class we were talking about that of the how can we find the formula students, and we had discussed that with the help of the valency we are able to find the formula of the different given compound. So in that we had discussed some of the polyatomic ion also. Polyatomic ion which consisting of a more than a one atom, like that of a PO4 is there, or CO3 2 minus is there, PO4, or BO3 3 minus is there, or OH minus is there, or SO4 2 minus is there. So all these things are what? These are the actually the polyatomic ion. So we discussed that how can we form the formula with that of the polyatomic ion as well as with the other compounds also. We also came to know that if suppose the metal is the name of the metal is not given and it is simply written as M, and if this M is combined with the another element and form a formula, form a compound, so how we will find the valency of this M, and how with that valency we can make the formula with the other component, with the other anion also. Okay. So we came to know that how can we make the formula. Let me tell you students that so if the charges are given, then we are able to find the valency of the given compound. Okay. So charges is there. So with the help of that we can find the valency, and with the help of the valency we can make the formula of the compound. Now we will see one another term student, and that is a gram atomic mass and that of the gram molecular mass. Gram atomic mass student. So first of all we should understand what was the atomic mass students. So whenever we were talking about that of the atomic mass, then we came to know that atomic mass of any of the element is what, that how many atoms of the element is heavier than that of the 12 gram or 12 unit of that of the carbon isotope. That was the atomic mass. Now when we talk about the gram atomic mass, it means the gram atomic mass is the quantity of that of the particular element which is represented, in which the mass of that particular element is represented in gram, and that is numerically equals to that of the atomic mass of the element. Now let me explain you that how is this so student. If suppose if we write this is a calcium, okay, so the calcium, if we talk about the atomic mass of this calcium, then you will say that is equals to 40 U. What is U here? It is the atomic mass unit. When we talk about the atomic mass of the element, we will always write or mention the atomic mass in this unit, which is the U. But when we talk about that of the gram atomic mass, so in case of a gram atomic mass of calcium, at that time it will be 40 gram. So we can say that the gram atomic mass is what? The gram atomic mass is the quantity by which we can find the mass of an element. So quantity of the element whose mass is represented in gram, which is numerically equals to that of the atomic mass of the element. So we know that the atomic mass of the element is 40 U. And the gram atomic mass is numerically equal, that is 40, but in place of that of the U, since we are finding the gram atomic mass, so we will write here G. So simply there is no difference in that of the atomic mass unit or that of the gram atomic mass. Simply in place of that of the U, we will replace this U by G. So if U is replaced by G, we will say that is a gram atomic mass. Okay, so this is a gram atomic mass. Now if we talk about the gram molecular mass student, So in case of a gram molecular mass, it is very much similar to that of the molecular mass. When we are talking about the molecular mass, how will you find the molecular mass, student? By simply multiplying the all the total number of atomic mass of the element in a given compound, we will find the molecular mass. So we can say that the gram molecular mass is the quantity of a molecule which is represented in grams and is numerically equals to the molecular mass. So gram molecular mass is what? It is a quantity of the molecules which we represent it by the whose mass is represented in gram, and that is numerically equals to the molecular mass. Like if suppose we take an example of that of the carbon dioxide. So in case of a carbon dioxide, what is the molecular mass? 12. This is the atomic mass of the carbon plus. This is oxygen. So oxygen atomic mass is 16. And how many atom of oxygen is there? That is 2. So it will be 2 here. So 12 plus 32, which will be equals to 44 U. So the molecular mass of this carbon dioxide is 44 U. What we were discussing here, we are simply talking about that of the gram molecular mass. So in case of a gram molecular mass, we said that numerically the value is equal. Okay, but the mass is in gram. So when we talk about the gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide, that will be equals to 44 grams. Okay, students. So in place of that of the U, we will replace the U by G, and by that we can say this is the gram molecular mass. So in both the cases you have seen whether we have to find the gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass. In both the cases the atomic mass unit, that is U, which we represent to find the molecular mass and the atomic mass of the element, we will simply replace the U by G, which will get converted, or in that case we will use the term that is gram molecular mass or gram atomic mass. Okay, students. Now we will start with the another topic, and that is mole. So we can define gram atomic mass as what, student? Gram atomic mass is the quantity of an element whose mass in grams, and that is numerically equals to the atomic mass of the element. Okay, so we can define the gram atomic mass is the quantity of an element whose mass in gram is numerically equals to the atomic mass of the element. So this is the definition of that of the gram atomic mass. Now if you talk about the gram molecular mass, students, so the definition is similar to that of the atomic mass. So in place of the atomic mass, if you simply write it as a molecular mass, that will give the definition of the gram molecular mass. So gram molecular mass is the quantity of an element whose mass in grams is numerically equals to the molecular mass of the element. Okay, so gram molecular mass, gram atomic mass, both are will represent, if we represent the if we represent their masses in gram, it will represent the gram atomic mass or that of the gram molecular mass. Now we will come to the next topic. Right now we had said that we will come to the next topic, that is a mole. So we will start with that of the mole. Mole. So first of all, how does this concept came out? What is mole? The question arises, why there is a need for mole, or what is the this concept of a mole? Actually, chemists, they want to know, they are so eager to know that what is the number of an atom and what is the number of molecules is present in a given element. So they want to find the number of the element or that of the molecules which is given in a particular compound. and it is very difficult to find, it is very difficult to count the number of the atoms or the molecules, since the size of the atoms and molecules are very small. Okay, so this concept of the mole, it came out. It means this mole help them to overcome from this difficulty of finding or counting the number of particles present in the atoms and that of the molecules. Although the number of the particles is very much similar to, or is having a good relationship, or that is very relatively equals to the mass of the element. How it is easy to weigh the mass of the element rather than to count the number. So you can understand this by, if suppose in a bank there are a lot of 5 rupee coins are there. Okay, so if in a container a lot of 5 rupee coins, 5 coins are there in that container, so it is very difficult to count each and every 5 coins, 5 rupees coin, rather than to weigh it. How is this so, student? If suppose we know the mass of the one coin, if the mass of the one coin is equals to 5 gram, okay, then we will take all the coins collectively in that container and we will weigh the mass of the total coins. And if the mass of the total coins, it came out 1000 or a 5000 gram. So by this we are able to find the number of coins present in that particular container. So what it will be, divided by 5, that will be equals to 1000 gram. It means 1000 gram. Sorry student, it will be 1000 because 5 gram will be here. So gram will cut each other. So 1000 coins are present in that container. Let me remind you again student, what I am discussing, we are discussing about the mole here. Mole help in overcome the difficulty of finding the number of the particles present in an atoms or in that of the molecules. Okay, number of a particle or the counting of the element is very much related to that of the finding the mass, because it is very easy to weigh the mass of the particular substance rather than to count it individually. Okay, so for that I had given an example that if suppose we will take a coin, a number of a coin is present in that of the container, so it is difficult to count it each and every one. So better we should take all the coin in a container and we find the mass of one coin, that will be equals to the 5 gram, if suppose it is of 5 gram, and the total mass of the coins which is kept in the container, it comes out 5000. So by dividing both of them, we are able to know that what number of coins are present in that container. So you can understand by this that by finding the masses, by weighing the mass of that of the substance, it is easier to find the number of the particles present in that particular substance. Okay, so mole is a concept which help in finding the number of atoms or that of the molecules in a given substance. Now if you see students, if we talk about the mole, before that there is a thing, that is, if suppose you went to market and in market you buy 1 dozen of bananas. So 1 dozen of banana, what does that mean? That is equals to 12 bananas, right? If 1 dozen of apple, that will be 12 apple. If 1 dozen of any of the fruit, that will be equals to 12. It means 1 dozen, it indicates the 12 unit, doesn't matter what substance we are taking. 1 dozen, we understood by that it is talking about the 12 unit. Okay, same thing, if 1 pair of a thing is there, if we talk about 1 pair of shoes, what does that mean? We are talking about the 2 shoes, okay, 2 individual shoes. Or if a pair of a handkerchief is there, so we are saying that is a 2 handkerchief. Or if a pair of a pen is there, then we are talking about the 2 pair of 2 pens. Okay, so 1 pair, whenever this term give pair, it means we'll simply understand by the pair that it is talking about the 2. Like the dozen, it is talking about 12. Pair, it is talking about 2. So it is fixed that if it is dozen, it means a 12 unit is there. And if it is a pair, then it is a 12 unit is there. It's a 2 unit is there. The same thing with that of the number of an atom or that of the mole. So students, while finding the mass, we had taken a reference unit. And the standard reference unit was the 12 gram of a carbon 12 isotope. Right? So 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. So when the number of the particles which is present in that of the 12 gram of a isotope, carbon 12 isotope, experimentally it was found that the number of particles which is present in this 12 gram of a carbon 12 isotope, that is equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. Okay, 6.022 to 10 the power 23, we can say that this is the number of particles which we find experimentally by taking the reference unit, a standard reference unit of a 12 gram of a carbon 12. Now this 6.022 into 10 the power 23, it represents the 1 mole. Okay, so 1 mole is equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. Or this 6.022 into 10 the power 23 is actually it is given by an Italian scientist whose name was Avogadro, and that's why this number is also known as Avogadro's number. Okay, so either you can say it is a 1 mole or you will use the term that is Avogadro's number. So 6.022 into 10 the power 23, it represents the Avogadro's number. Now if we talk about the Avogadro's number, student, what does that mean? That all the atoms or that of the molecules, how many particles it consisting of? It will consisting of a 1 mole of particles in it. Next, suppose we talk about the 1 mole of oxygen atom. So the number of particles which is present in the oxygen atom, that is equals to 1 mole. So that will be equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. If what is the mole of a number of particles present in that order, or 1 mole of a oxygen molecule, so that will be also equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. So whether we are talking about the number of atoms, number of particles which is present in that of a oxygen atom, that is equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. If we talk about the 1 mole of a oxygen molecule, that will be also equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. If suppose we talk that number of a mole of a H2O molecule, that will be also equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. So by this we came to a conclusion that 1 mole is equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23. Okay, students? So we can define the mole, that a mole is the amount of substance that contain as many specified elementary particles as the number of atom in 12 gram of carbon atom. 12 gram of carbon atom or 0.012 gram of a carbon atom. Okay. Now if we talk about that, what is the relationship between the mass and that of the mole of the particular element? Mass and the mole. Like we had said when we were talking about the mole, students, so we said that a mole is having the fixed number of particles in it, and that is 6.022 into 10 the power 23. Likewise, as it is having the fixed number of a particle, the same thing that it is having the fixed mass also. Okay, so it is having the fixed number of a particle as well as it is having the fixed mass of the element. So we can define that the mass of a 1 mole of an element is equals to the gram atomic mass of the element, or the mass of a 1 molecule of the substance or 1 mole of a molecule of the substance, that will be equals to the molecular mass of the substance. Now we can understand it by that if suppose a mass of a 1 mole of a oxygen atom. Okay, so mass of a 1 mole of oxygen atom, that will be equals to the gram atomic mass. Okay, so 1 mole of the oxygen atom or mass of the 1 mole of that of the oxygen atom, it will be equals to the gram atomic mass. So we can represent it, oxygen is 16 gram. So 1 mole of oxygen atom consisting of a mass of a 1 mole of oxygen atom, the mass is equals to the 16 gram. Now if we talk about the mass of a 1 mole of a molecule, 1 mole of a oxygen molecule, O2 molecules. So what is the mass now here? What will be the mass? Gram molecular mass. So this will be equals to gram molecular mass. So gram molecular mass is equals to 32 gram. Okay students, so mass of a 1 mole of a oxygen atom is equals to gram atomic mass, that will be equals to 16 gram, and mass of the 1 mole of oxygen molecule is also equals to the gram molecular mass, that will be equals to the 32 gram. Okay, so this is the relationship between that of the mass and that of the mole. Now we will talk about the relationship between the that of the mass, mole, as well as the number of particles. So now we will talk about the relationship between mass, mole and number of particles. So students, when we were talking about the mole, so we said that the mole is having the fixed number of particles. Now we were talking that mole is also having a fixed mass. So mole is not only having the fixed number of particles, but it is also having the number of a fixed mass. So by this we can give a relationship, or by this we can understand that if suppose we talk about the 1 mole of an atom, so the number of particles present in that of the atom is equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So this mole of the atom, the number is fixed, and that is the number of particles is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. Now the mass is also fixed, so this will also equals to the gram atomic mass. Okay, so 1 mole of the atom is equals to the 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, as well as that will be equals to the gram atomic mass. If we talk about the gram molecular mass, students, so you see here students, 1 mole of molecules. So 1 mole of a molecule is also equals to number of particles in a given molecule, that will be equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, and that means this one is not only having the fixed number of a particle, but it is also having the fixed mass also. So this will be equals to the gram molecular mass. Okay, so by this we can show the relationship that 1 mole of the atom is equals to the 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is number of particle is fixed. Likewise, if suppose we are saying about that the 1 mole of a molecule, So 1 mole of a molecule is having the fixed number of a particle, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, as well as the fixed mass also. So that will be having the gram molecular mass. So this is the relationship between that of the mass, mole and number of particles. Now there are some formulas that we will see, student, and which is very important to find the number of a mole, to find the mass, as well as to find the number of particles in a given atom or a molecule. Now when we talk about the numericals which is related to find the number of a mole, student, basically two numericals is very important, and two numericals means two formulas to find the numericals is very important. So the first formula is that we have to find the number of moles. Let me tell you one thing. N, it represents the number of moles. Small m is given. That small m, it represents the given mass. In that particular numerical, what is the given mass of the compound or the substance that we have to find? It is represented by small m. So small m is the given mass of the substance. Capital M. Capital M, it represents the molecular mass. Okay, molecular mass we can find it. If the atomic mass is given, then we can find the molecular mass also. So small m represents the number of moles. Small m represents the given mass. Capital M represents the molecular mass. Capital N, it represents the number of particles, or we can say the given number of the particles. Okay, so given number of particles will be represented by capital N. There is another term, that is N naught. N naught, this is 0 here, so we will call it as a N naught. N naught is also known as the Avogadro's number, so that will be equals to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. It will be equals to Avogadro's number. Okay, students, so these are some terms by which we will make the formula. We will see the relationship between all these, between the mole, mass and number of the particles, and this relationship will give us a formula, and the two formula help us to find the values given in the different numericals. Okay, so small n, number of moles, small m, given mass of the substance, capital M, molecular mass, capital N, number of the particles, N naught, that is the Avogadro's number. Now what is the relationship, students? So you see here. So the first formula, first relationship of that of the mole and that of the mass is N is equals to small m upon capital M. Okay, it means number of mole is equals to given mass upon molecular mass. N equals to small m upon capital M. Okay, N is what? Number of moles. M is what? It is given mass. Capital M is what? Molecular mass. N, number of moles. Okay. Then the second formula which shows the relationship between the mole and the number of the particle. We had studied, student, that mole is having relationship with that of the given mass as well as with the particle. So this is the first relationship between the number of mole and that of the mass. Given mass upon the molecular mass. If we talk about the number of the particles, student, so number of mole is equals to capital N upon N naught. And again it is the number of moles. Capital N is the given number of particles. Okay, so this is the given number of particles. N naught is what? It is Avogadro's number, that will be equals to 6.022 into 10 the power 23, which is fixed, which we are knowing. Okay, so this one is the relationship with that of the mole with the number of particles, and this is the with the mass. N is equals to m by n, n is equals to n by n. These two formulas, which is very important, student, because whatever the numericals will come in this chapter related to finding the mass, related to finding the mole, related to find the number of particles, every time you have to put these two formula only. Now you see here, the first formula is n is equals to m by m, n is equals to n by n naught. Let me write it again. So the first formula it says that n is equals to m by m. Okay, so if we take it as a first equation, and the second one it says that n is equals to n by n naught. If we take it as a second equation, now you can see n is equals to this, n is equals to this. So by taking the value of the one, or by equating the value of n in any of these two formula, we will get a new formula. So that will be equals to, if this equals to this equals to this, then it means both of them are equal to each other. So here it will be n by m is equals to n by n naught. Right, students? So m by m is equals to n by n naught. This is the third formula. Okay, so if the number of mole is given, mass is given, then we are able to find molecular mass is given, then we are able to find the given mass. If number of mole is given and Avogadro's number we are knowing, then we are able to find the number of particles. If we have to find the given mass, number of particle is given, molecular mass is given, Avogadro's number we know that, then we will use this formula, equate, put the values in this formula, and by that we can find the given mass. Okay, so on the basis of this situation, whatever the things which is given, we are able to choose any of the formula and find the value which we have to find in that given numerical. Okay, students.